Yung pilot study, motorcycle lang. Taxi, hindi tricycle. I think you are overstepping the authority given you. Asek Mendoza, you better do something about that.
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Yes. Otherwise, we will conduct an investigation here. At kung sasagot-sagot kayo ng ganyan, Congressman Caraps will recommend your to cite you in contempt. Pwede ko hampasin kung tarantado siya. Yan pa, tanong mo sa iyo eh. You have the data insofar as the earning of the rider, right? Pero yung earning ninyo, conveniently, hindi mo alam.
Mr. Chair, I would like to apologize for not having that data readily
kaya?
available.
Kasi ayaw niyong malaman yung kita ninyo.
I've noticed that many of you are simply watching my videos without subscribing. I kindly request you to consider subscribing to my channel, as your support motivates me to keep creating more content.
The cap for Metro Manila is 45,000, right? And the cap for Metro Cebu and Cagayan de Oro, 9,000.
That's correct, Mr. Chair.
Has this been filled up?
No, Mr. Chair.
No.
No.
And therefore, there's a need for other players.
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Kung yun ang inyong cap talaga.
Yes, Mr. Chair. There's a need for other players.
Yes. So, now, safety. Aside from more participation of players, my issue is regarding safety.
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Now, may I ask as the head of the LTO, sino po kaya ang the most undisciplined driver? Yung taxi driver, yung jeepney driver, bus driver, or motorcycle driver?
Chair, based on accident record, motorcycle driver, based on apprehensions, motorcycle driver.
Sa observation po ninyo,
Yes, sir.
sino?
Sir, so if I go by the number of apprehensions, by the number of accidents, ang tumbok po ay motorcycle driver.
And sino po ang driver na hindi po sumusunod sa transportation laws natin?
Based on the apprehension, again, record, Mr. Chair, it's the motorcycle driver with the most apprehensions.
Hindi naman nyo hinuhuli yung nag-overtake sa kanan eh. Pakanan ka na nga eh, lulusutan ka pa eh. Nabibilang nyo po ba yun?
Hindi, Mr. Chair.
Oo. Sino po ba ang gumawa ng ganun?
Kailangan talaga huliin, Mr. Chair.
Hindi, tanong ko, sino nga ang gumagawa eh. You know,
Motorcycle driver, Mr. Chair.
that has been my pet peeve ever since pag lumiliko ako papunta namin sa bahay, lulusutan pa ako ng tricycle, ng motorsiklo eh.
Yes.
Nakasignal na ako, malayo pa ako, nakasignal na ako na magra-right turn ako. Lulusutan pa ako at sila pa ang matapang, bubusinaan ako.
Tama, Mr. Chair.
I do not know if the people here present have experienced that. Di ba? At sila rin may authority na magsuserve ng papunta sa left, right, left, right. If you occupy their lanes, sila pa ang galit.
Yes.
Pero pag sila nag-occupy lang lane ng ating four-wheeled vehicles, wala tayong sinasabi.
Correct.
Pag bubusinahan mo, titingnan ka pa na masama. Hindi ba yun ang totoo?
Correct, Mr. Chair. Meron tayong mga road rage incidents involving motorcycle drivers.
Yes, next year, the resolution of the Honorable Robes will be taken into consideration regarding road rage.
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Now, may I ask the Command and Control Operations Center of the OTR, Attorney Charlie Del Rosario. Yes. Do you agree with the answer of the ASEC or the head of the LTO? Na yung motorcycles sila po ang hindi sumusunod sa transportation laws natin?
Karamihan po, motorcycle, sir, kahit po dun sa data natin sa EDSA busway carousel, sir, lumalabas po na marami po ang nahuhuli na motorcycle riders po.
Yes.
Sino yung pangalawa?
Meron po, the National Highway Patrol Group, What can you say about the question that I gave?
Yes, sir. Based on our statistics, majority of the apprehensions that we have collated are coming, violations coming from motorcycle riders, Your Honor.
Yes. Yun pong, may representative pa ba ng MMDA rito? Yes. Oh. Could you please give an answer to my question insofar as Metropolitan Manila area is concerned?
Yes, Your Honor, Mr. Chair. Almost 3 times ang violators ng motorcycle riders as compared to four wheels, Mr. Chair.
Yes. Thank you. Now, if I read the report of the TWG, you concluded that motorcycle taxis are safe for both the bikers and the commuters. And what is the basis of that conclusion?
Mr. Chair, that's based on the accident record that was forwarded to us by the three proponents. Mr.
Do you think the three proponents would submit to you the real and actual report when they are the ones to be affected? Tell me, Afek.
We have to
Why
take-
do you base it on that when you have other sources of information? You have concluded in your initial report to this committee that motorcycle taxis are safe for both the bikers and the commuters. And what is the basis of that conclusion?
Yes, Mr. Chair, that's the only basis is the accident record submitted to us.
I think your conclusion is not based on solid grounds. Now, the other issue that I would like to raise is training. And you stated that most of the causes of motorcycle crashes is due to driver error or human error or the driver's error. Tama?
That's correct, Mr. Chair.
Now, that is the main cause, the human error, driver's error.
Yes, Mr. Chair.
But what caused this human error? Have you ever dug into this?
Not really, Mr. Chair.
Yes. Kasi, kung training ang ating pag-uusapan, eh kung haphazard naman yung training eh. Have you ever assessed the kind of training that they get?
Not really, Mr. Chair. We have not really dwelled on the specifics, at least as I'm concerned.
Yeah. Yung insurance coverage have been taken up. Now, you also concluded that the motorcycle taxi enables mobility and fills the transportation supply gap. Now, what is the gap that you're talking about? Please tell this body.
Your Honor, I think that's referring to the last mile gap that will connect the main transport facilities to the last mile of the passenger that will be supplied now by the motorcycle taxi.
So you're trying to tell this body that yung transport system natin dito ay hindi enough.
Yes, Your Honor. Yes, Mr. Chair. It does not cover the last mile of a passenger, Mr. Chair.
No. Okay. Thank you for that answer. May I ask yung three players natin, how many rides have they provided for 1 month? What's the average?
Mr. Chair, judging from the delay in answering your questions, it seems that the pilot study has not really made a dent. I mean, kamukha po nung sinasabi nyo, first mile, second mile. Ano po yung middle mile, Mr. Asek? What is last mile? What is first mile?
First mile and last mile, Mr. Chair. That's the
So wala kayong middle.
wala akong
Hindi
middle.
kagaya ng DICT, merong first mile, middle, and last mile. Kayo meron lang kayo first and last mile.
Yes, Mr. Chair.
So wala kayong data, yung gap sa first mile at saka sa last mile. Siguro po yung tatlo meron. Because this is their business, this is their industry. Why don't you rely on their data kung meron sila? Kasi ang nakikita ko, hindi ko alam kung alin ang first mile or last mile eh. Sasakay siya ng rider, papunta sa bahay niya, diretso eh. Alin ang first mile to and last mile? Isang mile yun eh. Kasi pag hindi po natin, wala tayong data doon, hindi natin masasagot yung tanong ni chairman. Kailangan nating ma-reclassify talaga. Ano yung first mile? Yung papunta lang siya sa transport na limbawa, pupunta siya ng Ortigas. Ang first mile mula sa bahay niya, papunta doon sa subway, halimbawa, o kaya doon sa the LRT station. And from the LRT station, bababa siya, meron siyang last mile, papunta siya sa opisina, ganon.
Yes, Mr. Chair.
It doesn't make sense. Kasi ang marami akong nakikita rito from Congress, sakay siya ng motor papunta sa bahay niya sa Montalban. Wala pang 1 milya yun. That's only half kilometer.
Yes, Mr. Chair.
So anong data natin dito?
Ang-
Saka yung tinatanong ni Chair, sino yung mas nagba-violate? Sabi niya, yung motorcycle. Ang sagot mo, based on your statistics, based on data, yung dami ng accident at saka yung dami ng violations.
Opo.
You have to also reclassify ano-anong violation. Baka wala lang siyang helmet. That's a violation. Or maybe it's the type of the vehicle. Kasi nga pagka ikaw motor, madali kang mag-swerve. Madali ka. Kung four wheels, so kung minsan, it's not the driver. It's the vehicle itself. May connection din dun eh. So you have to present to us para yung pilot study, so the comprehensive enough, makita natin lahat ng anggulo eh.
Yes, Mr. Chair. In
And then
fact,
comes yung training, sabi nung tatlo, yung sa training nila, while initially we may conclude na medyo mas hindi maingat yung mga motorcycle. Pero sa training, siyempre kung ito industry na nila, trabaho na nila ito, at itong pagkukunan nila ng ikabubuhay, mag-iingat sila.
Correct.
So training has something to do with this.
Yeah.
Hindi ba? Doon lang natin, pero tama yung premise. Kasi kailangan, may pakita nyo sa house na kahit na po medyo mas violent o medyo maano sila, pero sa training po nakita po namin wala pa po kaming nakikita eh.
yes,
Wala pa kami natatanggap. So sana po kung matapos na sa May, makita natin lahat ang angle nito. So makikita natin na may sasabatas natin talaga na motorcycle taxi is one of the most practical,
safe.
most convenient, more or safer, among others, di ba?
Yes.
Ganun po yung inaasahan natin dito. Hindi po yung nawawala po tayo kung ano-ano yung kung minsan po mas marami po yung dapat itanong kaysa dapat yung isagot sa amin. Mr. Chair, salamat po.
Yes, Mr. Chair, I can understand the data gap. Kulang ho kami sa correlation nung training ng ginagawa ho nila, yung accident record na sinasabit po nila, we have to validate it and then cross-reference dun sa mga hinuhuling nag-violate ng traffic laws. Ilan po doon ay rider, wala hong datos na ganun. That we have to himayin namin together with the enforcement groups, at least in Metro Manila, para magkaroon tayo ng datos dito. And in answer to your question, Mr. Chair, the information given to me is ang average po is 100,000 per day, rides per day. Per player? Per player? Per player? Per player. Yes. Yes, Mr. Chair. No, 300? 3 million. 3 million, Mr. Chair. 3 million
Mali yung
per month.
arithmetic ko. Now, may I ask, what is the average? I will ask the three players. Magkano po yung average na doon sa 3 million na transactions? Magkano po yung inaabot ng inyong 20%? Yung three players, you agree that ang transaction nyo per month is 3 million. That's the statement of the TWG group. 3 million. Now, what out of these 3 million transactions, how much is your 20%? Kasi 20% na pupunta sa apps, 80% sa driver. Tama? Now, I'm asking you, how much would 20% amount with your 3 million transactions? Yes.
Mr. Chair, maybe I can start, no? For us po, accurate po yun, yung 100,000 to 100,000 daily average.
Oh, so 3 million in 1 month, right?
Yeah, correct po, Mr. Chair.
So,
Apo. Mr. Chair, doon po sa exact breakdown, ang mabibigay ko po sa ngayon is the average income of the biker.
no, I'm asking your income doon sa 20%.
Yeah.
Yun ang tanong ko eh, you're not listening. Ang
Doon-
tanong ko po ay yung 20%. Hindi ba yun na napupunta sa apps? 80% sa driver?
correct po, Mr. Chair.
Malakas na nga yung boses ko kanina eh. Bakit iniiwasan mo yung 20%?
Mr. Chair, with the indulgence of the committee, I need to check po yung exact.
Yung earning ng biker, alam mo.
Yes po.
Pero yung earning ninyo, hindi nyo alam? How is that?
Yeah, Mr. Chair, ang readily available ko lang po dito is the
Yan
biker's
nga,
income.
tanong ko sa iyo eh. You have the data insofar as the earning of the rider, right? Pero yung earning ninyo, conveniently, hindi mo alam.
Mr. Chair, I would like to apologize, no, for not having that data
Bakit
readily
kaya?
available.
Kasi ayaw nyong malaman yung kita ninyo.
Hindi naman po, Mr. Chair. And
Ay, please submit to me the official report of your income
Yeah.
for the past 5 years.
Yes, Mr. Chair, we can do that po, definitely, sir.
There's a representative of BIR here. Right? There is?
Yes, Your Honor.
And do you know that they have a 3 million transaction per month?
Your Honor, as to that data, Your Honor, we will ask our operations team, whether or not they are, appraised of that, data, Your Honor.
So, the report is 3 million transactions per month per player. Right? I-average mo lang sa 100 pesos. And 20% of that, yun ang napupunta sa kanila. Sa 100 pesos lang. How much would that be?
About 60 million, Your Honor.
Yes. Can you look into it and give us a report of that?
We will do that, Your Honor.
Thank you. Kasi hindi ko maintindihan eh. DICT. Yes. You are the one who approves the application for the application for the apps, right? Sino ang nag-approve?
No, Your Honor. The applications are based on market demands. They're free.
Sino nag-apply?
The applications for the approval for the applications, Your Honor.
Yes.
It's not with the ICT, Your Honor.
ASEC, sino ang nag-approve ng apps nila?
Apparently, Your Honor, it's not even DOTR. It's a private proponent based, Your Honor.
Are you trying to tell me that applications of this nature are not regulated by law? Or there's no government agency that regulates this?
Mr. Chairman, I recall as far as apps of TNCs, transport network corporations like Uber and Grab before, this would be regulated by LTFRB. When they
It was transferred, right?
Di po, when they would apply for a fare adjustment, yung margins po nila will be under scrutiny. I remember that distinctly. So that's why I'm saying, as far as the app of the TNCs are concerned, and I'm referring to the Uber Grab type, Your Honor, it would be regulated and looked into by LTFRB.
So insofar as this pilot study, yung passengers, wala pong nag-a-approve doon sa apps nila.
Wala pa po, Mr. Chair.
Okay. Kindly look into this. Bakit ganun? Samantalang DICT, correct me if I'm wrong,
Yes, sir.
for parcels delivery,
Yes,
yung
sir.
application, kayo po nag-approve.
You have to distinguish, Your Honor. The platform is the one we regulate. The application itself, or the one that's in the App Store, or the application itself, hindi ho namin nire-regulate, Your Honor. The platform, yes, we regulate. The ones where the drivers go into, the parcel, the deliveries go into, that's the one we regulate, Your Honor.
Oh.
As PIMEDES operators, Your Honor.
Okay. Now, what portion of the operation of that is regulated by DICT?
The parcel delivery, Your Honor. The last mile of the parcel delivery, Your Honor.
Alam mo, iho, na-aksidente ako eh. Binangga ako ng motorcycle na nagdi-deliver ng parcel. Naghahanap ako kung sino may didemanda ko for damages eh. Yung app, ay sila hindi liable. Yun ang sabi ng aking abogado. Pero yung driver, pwede kong habulin.
Yes, Your Honor.
Why is it na yung app kumikita, hindi liable?
To be honest, Your Honor, this is the first time that the DICT it has the mandate, but for the first time in a very, very long time, since 2001, this is the first time that a technical working group has been created by under the leadership of our Secretary Ivan Uy. For the longest time, this mandate of the DICT has been neglected. We have the power to regulate, but we didn't really regulate the PIMEDES operators. And I do agree with the chairman that both the PIMEDES operators and the drivers should be regulated and should be made accountable.
Yes. Kasi nung nangyari sa akin yun, hindi ko alam kung sinong hahabulin ko eh. And that's why I thought of transferring that authority or that jurisdiction to another body. Ngayon, kaya ko tinatanong yun at sinasabi, kasi dito ngayon sa passengers, sinong hahabulin ngayon nung na-aksidente? Matanong ko nga po kayo.
That is one of the legal discussions in the technical working group, Mr. Chair, yung diligence required of the app provider. Because if you will look at the general guidelines promulgated by DOTR, it is not limited to purely app providing. When you speak of Section 3 operational requirements as provided for under the DOTR guidelines, hindi na po app ang pinag-uusapan po dito. When you talk about completed passenger courtesy training, you're now going to the training of the drivers. Ang app limited lang po dun sa online system nila.
Yeah, but
that's why,
yung app at saka platform,
yes.
sino ang magre-regulate insofar as motorcycle taxis are concerned?
Your Honor, if I may venture a suggestion, and to give context ho, the application itself, tama ho si Asek Cabrera ho, the Mendoza, na ang app ho, yun yung system. Yung platform, yun ho yung operator. So when you talk about in terms of regulation, we can regulate the platform as operators.
Yeah.
But the applications itself, minsan ho may self-regulation ho si App Store, si Google Play Store, si iOS. Yun ho ang regulation natin pagdating do sa whether it's given verified certification by these various app stores. Doon ho yung regulation. Pero as far as the Philippine government is concerned, It's better, it's best practice that we allow the free market kung ano talaga ho yung platform na gusto ng mga magsusubscribe doon sa mga applications na yun.
Yeah, pero ang tanong ko po is, ano yung liability ng platform owner? Yung
In
nag-apply
terms
na platform.
Yung
Halimbawa, may nangyari nga na aksidente, may damages.
Yeah, the best practice, Your Honor, would always be to go after yung mga platforms at saka yung mga operators. For example, gagamitin ko ng example ho, yung ginagawa namin technical working group sa DICT internally for the PRD, for Postal Regulation Division namin, especially for PMEDIS operators. In RTWG, liability is attributable. Pwede ho naming ma-pinpoint if the liability is with the operator when it comes to mishandling, hindi nabubuk ng tama, or it's attributable doon sa rider. Pag naka-aksidente, pag hindi dineliver, pag tinago, may mga kasong ganyan, Mr. Chair. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. DTI,
Yes, Your Honor, good afternoon, Mr. Chairman.
thank you. Narinig niyo po kanina yung tanong ni Honorable Franz Castro regarding consumer protection. Hindi po ba kasali ito sa mandate ninyo?
Yes, sir, Mr. Chairman, such rights of the consumer is protected under the Consumer Act. Right now, Your Honor, we have a separate working group ongoing, devising the Consumer Act of the Philippines. And further, the DTI has already implemented a policy on e-commerce. And the management is still deliberating on the implementation of this new department order.
Kung meron pong nasasaktan na consumer, how would they go about it para magreklamo sa inyo?
Right now, Mr. Chairman, the current process is being governed by our colleagues in the Fair Trade Enforcement Bureau. They have a separate complaint mechanism. The consumer has to file a complaint through their email or walk-in, and this complaint can be lodged in their process, Your Honor.
Thank you. Now, Asik,
Yes, Mr. Chair.
how would an ordinary person differentiate yung driver or rider ng Joyride, Move It, o kaya angkas?
Right now, Mr. Chair, it's the uniform and helmet being used by the rider, Your Honor.
The helmet,
And uniform. Meron po silang parang t-shirt.
green, at may nakasulat na angkas lang.
Yes, that would be the physical differentiation between one and another, Your Honor.
Is that true? Yung mga players?
Yes po, Mr. Chair. We have our own uniform and also helmet po.
Yung helmet na yon, it's not being used by other motorcycle riders?
Meron po siyang branding nung kumpanya po namin. At saka bukod po doon, meron pong ID, official ID na suot-suot ng driver, ng rider namin pag bumabiyahe po.
Sino po yung may uniform na green? Hindi, may nakatatak din eh. Wala sa inyo?
Blue po kami, Chairman.
Blue. How
Mr.
about
Chair, red po yung sa amin.
red and Move It?
Opo.
How about angkas? Wala na yung angkas?
Nag-step out lang po, light. Ang alam ko po, light blue.
Light
Light blue
blue.
po.
Is that being implemented by the TWG?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Yes. So, kung meron akong makita na naka-green kasi wala namang kulay sa kanila, pwede ko hampasin kung tarantado siya.
Chair, kung green po yan, hindi yun authorized, Mr. Chair.
Eh, may
Tama kayo.
nakakalibawan na angkas din.
Ay, hindi ko dapat green yun, Mr. Chair.
Joyride, sinabi po niyo kanina na ini-include niyo sa apps ninyo yung mga tricycle. Did I hear you right?
Opo, gumawa po kami ng study, Mr. Chairman.
Is that within the authority given you by the pilot study?
Yung pong app kasi po namin,
No, no, no. Is that within the authority given you by the OTR? Na sumali kayo sa sa pilot study na motorcycle lang ang pag-uusapan at yun ang gagamitin nyo. Ngayon, nagpapasok kayo na tricycle.
actually, Mr. Chairman, naging pilot lang po at the request of the LGU po.
Iho, ang tanong ko sa iyo, is that within the jurisdiction or the authority given you by the OTR?
Hindi po, hindi, nakapagpaalam po kami doon sa
Kaya
dating
nga.
PWG.
Kasi, kung gagamitin ninyo, kikita na naman kayo na hindi nalalaman ng mga otoridad. Di ba? You tell me, did you not go outside of your jurisdiction?
May I say, Mr. Chairman?
Yes, I'm asking you.
Opo. Yung po kasing unang-una po, nagpaalam po kami sa TWG tungkol doon sa tricycle.
So, ibig sabihin, you were allowed by the TWG.
Opo.
Is that correct?
Opo.
Would that be true, Sec Mendoza?
At saka po,
Sandali lang. I'm asking kung totoo yung sinasabi ninyo na may approval ang TWG. Kasi ang pilot study pertains to a motorcycle taxi, hindi tricycle. Di ba? So, I'm asking you, Asek Mendoza, did you authorize Joyride
Mr. Chair, we're
to have it, to include in the pilot study the use of tricycles?
no, Mr. Chair.
Oh, who is telling the truth between the two of you? Yes.
we actually asked po, hindi po yung bagong TWG din to. Ito po, matagal na po itong wala po sina ASEC Vigor nung time na yun, nung nagpaalam kami. So, hindi po sa grupong to.
Yung bang dalawang players, aside from Joyride, meron din kayong tricycle apps? Kasama sa apps niyo yung tricycle?
None, Mr. Chair.
Wala po, Mr. Chair.
Bakit? Bakit wala kayo?
Wala po kaming authority from the technical.
Yes. Joyride. Basically, that is the reason. Yung pilot study, motorcycle lang. Taxi, hindi tricycle. I think you are overstepping the authority given you. Asek Mendoza, you better do something about that.
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Yes. Otherwise, we will conduct an investigation here. At kung sasagot-sagot kayo ng ganyan, Congressman Caraps will recommend your to cite you in contempt. Diba, Joyride? Don't you think you have overstepped your jurisdiction?
Apologies po, Mr. Chairman.
Yes, you better stop it. Otherwise, I will ask the authorities to run after you.
May we clarify po, Mr. Chairman, with all due respect po.
What is the clarification you want?
Sabi nga po namin, kasalukuyan pa lang po naming pinag-aaralan yung concept with an LGU. Ito sa partnership na request lang naman po ng LGU.
So it is not being implemented.
Hindi pa po
You
nai-implement.
better stop your planning. Kasi it's not within the purview of the pilot study. The pilot study is for motorcycle taxis, not tricycle taxis. Tingnan mo yung dalawang kasama mo, hindi man lang iniisip yun. Why? Kaya tinanong ko yung rason nila, they do not have that authority. Diba? I hope you understand that.
Noted po, Mr. Chairman, with apologies po.
Thank you. The Honorable Marcoleta is recognized.
Salamat po, Mr. Chair. Wala naman akong... Ha? Sigurado ka? Baka mamaya gagalit-galit ka riyan. Ha? Mr. Chair, will you please refresh my memory in connection with this motorcycle taxi pilot study, because my knowledge, my limited knowledge about its beginning is that it has only a period of 3 months initially. Is that correct?
The background, which I stated a while ago, was the study initially began as a 6-month program for the operation of 27,000 motorcycle taxis in Metro Manila.
Oh yes, 6 months. Thank you for the correction, Mr. Chair. But that 6 months started when, Mr. Chair?
The planning started in 2017, but it was actually implemented in 2019.
So that should have been completed in 2019 also, Mr. Chair, considering that the pilot study is only for 6 months. Is that correct?
Yung chairman na ngayon na na-interpolate.
Yes, sir. Because
Baliktad. Yes, Your Honor, for 6 months, 2019, it would have been finished.
And based on our previous hearings, this representation was made to understand that it was the Senate or one member of the Senate who requested that the pilot study be extended in order that it may include other modes of whatever. Is my understanding correct? This is now addressed to Joyride, or Angkas or Move It. Is my appreciation of the earlier facts correct? Na yung Senate po ang nagpa-continue o nagpa-extend ng study.
The question is directed to the 3 players.
Pagkakaintindi ko po lang naman, pati po yata yung Kongreso ang sinabi, i-extend natin para may kasamang ibang players.
Hindi po ganun ang aking recollection eh. Ang aking recollection, it was only 6 months per the directive of the House of Representatives. Kaya lang, in one of our hearings, one of you made a declaration or manifestation. It was a certain senator who requested you to continue or to extend the pilot project. Hindi yung House. Kaya nga po kami nagtataka, bakit po nanggaling po kasi yung pilot study sa amin, ang nagpa-extend is the other chamber. At kung di ako nagkakala, Mr. Chair, nabanggit ko pa nga doon, mas makapangyarihan pala yung maliit na kapulungan kaysa sa malawak na kapulungan. Hindi naman kami ang nagbigay sa inyo ng extension. Kung kaya ko po tinatanong ito, Mr. Chair, hanggang kailan po matatapos itong pilot study nito? Hindi pa ba natin ito na perfect, or are we still in need of additional period in order to determine the usefulness, the economy, the effectiveness, and the efficiency of the motor taxi pilot system? Anybody from the 3 major players of the motor taxi?
Mr. Chair, maybe i-reiterate ko lang po yung nabanggit na po ni Chairman Vigor an hour ago, which is I think they're waiting for one final study po, Mr. Chairman, and they requested po for 6 months for them to finalize po the study per ASEC Vigor po.
Hindi po, ang pagkakaalam ko kasi, yung mga nakaraang hearing din, dahil parang na-concentrate nga po sa tatlo lang, Mr. Chair, ang CAS, Mubit, and ano pa yung isa? Joyride. I recall that in the previous hearing, we were even recommending to you to include other groups, notably those who were also recommended not only by the DOTR but also the development ano na yung Cooperative Development Authority of the Philippines. Yung mga ganun po. At ang pinag-usapan pa natin din doon, I recall na madali pala silang i-integrate in order to make that study, I think, not only siguro practical, but I think more representative kung ma-include natin po yung sa cooperative sector. At kayo po ay pumayag. Sino na pong grupo mo mula sa cooperative sector ang na-integrate na po rito? Yun ang gusto kong itanong ngayon sa TWG. Kasi kung hindi ako nagkakamali, Mr. Chair, pinatawag natin yung hierarchy po ng TWG noon, hindi ko na po matandang kung ilan sila, but some of them or one of them promised nung August na yon, kalagitnaan ng Agosto or early September, sinabi niya, next Friday po, Your Honor, we will already include one of those groups who have filed their application in our office. Pero yung Friday na yun po, hindi na ito pa dumabot po ngayon ay Disyembre na po tayo. Or 4.5 months later, wala pa rin pong nadagdag doon sa tatlo, Mr. Chair. So, ang akin pong agam-agam na yun, yung po bang pinag-uusapan natin, usapang totoo o usapang lasing po? Kasi nung kayo po humarap sa amin ni Chairman Acop, alam ko po wala namang nakainom noon eh. Unang-una, hindi papayagan ni Chairman yung haharap po kayo sa kanya na nakainom kayo. Ako rin po. Kape po yung alam kong ininom namin doon. Pero may nagsalita po, mula po sa TWG, sa susunod na Biyernes po, sabi niya, siguro po nag-uusap kami noon, baka Biyernes noon. So ang sinasabi niya, 1 week later, isasama na po namin sa pilot study ito. Sino po yung may pagkukulang? Yung may pagkukulang po ba yung gusto nating maisama yung ibang grupo o kayo rin na hindi nyo sineryoso, hindi nyo talaga pinastrak? O inisip nyo lang ang usapan natin ay usapang lasing lang? Ganun po, ano po ba talaga? Bakit po ganon, Mr. TWG? Bakit po yung pinag-uusapan ay nawawala ng saysay? Yung Biyernes na ipinangako ninyo umabot 4 na buwan at kalahati, pero ngayon hindi pa natin nakikita yung materialization ng ating pinag-usapan. Bakit po?
Mr. Chair, I'm not sure why it took 4.5 months, but my understanding now, we're just waiting for Easyway Transport Service Cooperative to activate their app. Tapos pwede daw sila tumakbo. Ano ba?
Similar with the other applicants.
Bakit po sinabi na sa Biyernes po, sa susunod na Biyernes po, may sasama na po siya doon sa ating pilot. Ganun pala, marami pa palang gagawin. It will take 4.5 months. Yun po yung aming minsan ay nakakalungkot na ewan ko po kung meron kayong sariling work habits, pero kami po ng dalawa ng chairman, hindi po kami ganun eh. Pag sinabi natin, gawin po natin. Kasi sino po yung nagkulang? Yung po bang mga grupo na nag-a-apply? O kayo po ba wala kayong pagkukulang? Dapat po sana, pag sinabi natin Biyernes, kung ano ipangako natin yon, gawin natin ang lahat ng paraan para yung ating pinangako na yon, matupad po yun.
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Ang alam ko po si Asek Guadis ang isa doon. Nasaan po ba si Asek Guadis?
Mr. Chair,
Your Honor, ASEC Guadis is with the Secretary of DOTR, and together with the Special Assistant to the President, they're meeting with the President regarding updates on the implementation of the Public Utility Vehicle Modernization Program. Your Honor.
Kasama po ba si Mr. Tombado, Mr. Chair?
No, Your Honor.
Yun lang po yung gusto namin eh. Napakahirap po ba na, Mr. Chair, sa Biyernes po, pinangangako po namin yung grupo po na yun, o yung mga ilang grupo po na gustong maisama sa pilot study, kasama na po. Isang linggo lang po ang pinag-uusapan namin noon eh. Agosto po yun. Disyembre na po ngayon. Ano po yung maliwanag na nangyari? Hindi po natupad. Ang gusto ko pong sabihin, para tumino po ang lahat na siguro ng ating ahensya ng gobyerno, bago po tayo magbitaw ng pangangako, ito, tansyahin po natin, sapagkat wala pong biruan dito. Yung nag-a-apply po, at tinignan po namin yung mukhang okay naman kayo. Meron po silang endorsement mula sa DOTR, mula sa Development Authority, Development, Cooperative Development ng Pilipinas. Sa Biyernes po, isasama na po. E di sa mga tuwid, ano po ang nangyari sa pilot study na ito? Yung coverage po nananatili po doon sa dalawa lamang. Yun po yung problema eh. Hanggang ngayon po, 6 months, yung pinag-usapan natin 6 months, and another 6 months or years, 3 pa rin ang kasali dyan at walang naisamang iba, paano natin masasabi that this pilot study is the one that we need today? Hindi naman pala nangyari yung ating pinag-uusapan. Ito po yung sentimiento, Mr. Chair. Pwede po ba kayong makapagpaliwanag ng maabot ng aming konting pagkakaintindi rito para yung Biyernes ay hindi po maging 4.5 months? Salamat po, Mr. Chair.
Mr. Chair, if I may, ako na po ang titigin po dito, Mr. Chair. I'm not sure what transpired in the past. Pero bago ako magbitaw ng timeline, titignan ko mabuti para gusto rin natin ma-online na po to para masama na po sa datos na kinukuha po natin. If I may get back to the committee and the Honorable Marcoleta for exact timeline kung kailan ma-onboard tumataong to. Pagpasensya nyo lang, Mr. Chair, that I'm not privy to past discussions and commitments that I cannot say.
Hindi po, hindi ko maintindihan kung anong paliwanag yun. Kasi sinasabi po natin, yung pinangako sa amin noon, sa susunod na Biyernes po, Agosto po yun, hindi po ako pwedeng magkamali. Agosto po yun. Kung hindi middle, first week, middle of August. August 8 po. Ang sabi po sa amin, sa susunod na Biyernes po, ay isasama po natin sa pilot study. Sa mga tuwid, 4 na buwan at kalahati ang nakakaraan, Mr. Chair, walang pagbabago sa study natin. Walang improvement yan. Hindi natin malaman kung yan nga yung effective, yun nga yung pinaka-practical, yun ang kailangan ng Pilipino, yun ang tatanggapin nating lahat na isasubmit mo sa Kongreso. O yan, itong magiging subject ng legislation. Ay wala pong nangyari. 4.5 months. Isang linggo lang expectation na binigay nyo sa amin. Pagkatapos wala namang nangyari. Ay paano ngayon ang gagawin natin? Huwag na ninyong pakinggan yung mga iba sa amin. Ay kamukha kanina naman. Kaya tayo nagugulang, pati kolorum pinako-cover. Paano natin i-cover ang kolorum? Kayo masagot na kayo nasagot. Opo. Kolorum nga yun eh. Huwag mo i-cover yung kolorum. Yung kolorum ayaw niyang magpa-regulate. Gusto niya kolorum. Kaya sasagot naman yung isa, meron na po kami tricycle. Bakit hindi magagalit ang chairman natin? Motorcycle taxi pa nga lang, hindi na tayo magkaintindihan. Isasama mo na naman ng tricycle, pati kolorum ng mga tricycle, isasama ninyo. Wala tayong matatapos dito.
Mr. Chair.
Yung katabi mo, kakilala ko eh. Boss, hindi ba? yung nag-a-apply. Pumunta pa nga po ako dahil sa nakita ko, sa awa ko doon sa taong nag-a-apply na grupo. Ininspeksyon ko po yung dokumento eh. O ano ba akong problema? Isang taon na pong nakapile ka sa LTFRB. Hindi pa po kami nabibigyan ng oso. Pwede niyo po ba kaming samahan? Alam po ba niyo sa namin ang ginagawa ko, sumama po ako para malaman bakit po hindi ina-actionan yung aplikasyon. Tama naman po eh. Nagpunta po ako ron. Ang problema, wala naman yung asset. Nagbilin po ako doon sa doon sa secretary. Wala pa rin nangyari. Hanggang sa dumating nga sa amin, nag-usap kami sa opisina ng ating chairman. Ayun po, yung po ang pinanggalingan sa Biyernes po. Sensya ka na, Mr. Chair, kung bakit ko pinipilit-pilit sa Biyernes po. Hindi ko lang kasi natanong, yun ang mali natin siguro, Mr. Anong Biyernes? Ha? Kasi natin po yan, sa susunod na Biyernes, kaya ang mali ko lang, tansyahin mo nga kung anong Biyernes ang pinag-uusapan, kung anong Biyernes Santo ang pinag-uusapan natin dito. Yun po ang problema eh. So, December 22, 29. Napakahirap pag hindi ka pa kumakain talaga, iinit ang... Three Kings ng Biyernes na yan. Mr. Chair, maraming salamat po sa inyo.
Thank you. Asek, kaya hindi mo maalis sa akin na mag-isip eh. At the back of my head, na para bang ang nangyayari, yung tatlo lang ang pwede. Di ba? Sabihin nyo nga sa akin, with all these circumstances that are coming out, para bang yung tatlo lang ang pwedeng mag-operate o maisama lang sa pilot study? May I know, doon sa original na guidelines ng pilot study, ilan ba talaga dapat na magpa-participate?
Mr. Chair, there was no indicative number kung ilan.
And therefore, it was the authorities of the pilot study ang nag-determine ng number.
Yes, Mr. Chair.
And therefore, if you had that authority, you could also increase it. Kasi nasa inyo yung otoridad eh.
Opo, Mr.
And
Chair.
the authority given you did not limit the number of participants, right?
That's correct, Mr. Chair.
O di dapat kayo, i-open ninyo to
That's,
remove the suspicion na nagkakaroon ng monopoly yung tatlo.
that's correct, Mr. Chair.
Oh. Now, kung pinatatagal nyo yan at iniipit, ay nagkakaroon kami ng pag-iisip dito sa likuran ng utak namin. Lalo-lalo na ako na investigador.
Yes.
Oh. Ano ba kung my head? Merong nangyayari na hindi natin alam kung bakit tatatlo lang yan. And that has been the contentious attack against this pilot study. Would you agree, Asek?
Mr. Chair, as you mentioned, kung meron ng aplikante, kailangan magproseso ko kagad eh. Para mapasok na ho natin sa study, we get the more data. I understand, Chair, the sentiments. Kaya ako na po titingin po dito para mabalikan ko kagad kayo sa timeline kung kailan mo on board lahat to.
Yes, kasi unfair na nangyayari to the other sectors of the transportation group.
Yes, Chair. I will
Yes.
handle it.
Yung ibang transportation group like the TODAS, they apply for a franchise. Ito wala. Di ba?
Yes.
Yung regulations applying to them, very limited. Samantalang yung mga legitimate, ang dami-daming regulations. Why? Matanong ko nga po kayo. Why? Para bang ikaw may 3 anak, paborito mo yung panganay. Yung 2, pinababayaan mo. Di ba?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Yes.
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Yan ang nakikita ko as chairman of this committee. Ngayon lang ako pumasok sa Kongreso uli. Yan ang nakikita ko bilang chairman. Oh. Ganon. Kasi nagkakaroon na ng monopoly yung 3 players. Since the start. When in fact, you're supposed to open. Kasi yun ang tanong ko sa inyo.
Yes.
Ano ba ang, doon ba sa guidelines na binigay, may limited number of players ba? Sabi nyo, wala. Therefore, dapat tumanggap kayo ng ibang players na nag-a-apply
Correct, Mr. Chair.
to level the playing field.
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Yeah. And I think that's the point of the Honorable Marcoleta.
Yes, I understand.
Aside from the fact na para kayong hindi mga lalaking kausap. Sabi niya. Oh. Kasi sa edad niya siguro nakalimutan niyang itanong anong Friday yung pinag-usapan natin. Friday ng November, ng December o 2024. Yun lang po ang nakikita kong diferensya doon.